our Thanksgiving special Instagram Live. We're here at the Mar Vista.
Let me make sure it's live. Do you want to check do you have your phone? I think we're live. Yeah.
Let's see if we're live. You never know.
The Del Rey.
Oh, sorry, Del Rey.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Wiz Khalifa started a live video. I know about the Goldfinger. Let's see. Follow Wiz. He's great.
Well,
I actually called Wiz. Oh yeah.
You did.
Years ago, I cold called Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, it didn't go anywhere, but he's still a great guy, and I give thanks for that. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in for the Thanksgiving episode of TGG Instagram Live. We wanted to really just devote this Instagram Live to really highlighting and talking about the people that we work with. First, I want to thank Max for
sweet.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. For being Max and for
that's about it.
Max is terrific, and we really have a great working relationship, and very thankful for you. And I'll let you segue that into what you're thankful for.
Well, I am thankful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, no, I'm definitely grateful to have you and the opportunity that we were doing in real estate. Mm-hmm. And I was, my friends are actually about to come over for dinner. I don't know if it smelled good or bad, but
it could be better. It could be worse.
But we were, they're actually my neighbors a few blocks away, and one of them asked me, they were like, so how did you meet your partner? Like, how did you get here? Well, first she asked, do you like what you do? I said, I love it. Like, day to day, it's awesome. She asked about our working relationship, and I said, it's so easy. We probably talk 100 times a day, maybe like 17, maybe not 100, but
depends if you include voice notes.
And it's just easy. It's like, hey, this is what we got to do. Like, I don't think there's maybe been 1 or 2 times over the past 3.5 years that one of us has been like, dude, like, seriously. Mm-hmm. I think we're both like very reasonable. You're a reasonable guy, and it makes it, I enjoy working with you on a day to day. And the story of how we met is one of my friends was a broker at Marcus, introduced us. I was working in oil and gas as an engineer. I was looking to get into real estate. I was still in Houston, and fast forward 4 or 5 months later, I had moved home, and we got together, and you were like, hey, come check out what we're doing. And you said, look, I'm trying to grow the Goldfinger group. Mm-hmm. You want to get into real estate? Let's try it out for 60 days. And here we are, almost 4 years later. And just
on that note, the first day that Max came in, I love this story. He comes into the office, and I basically tell him, okay, start calling people. He says, what do I talk to them about? And I said, well, ask them if they have any deals. And he goes, what's a deal? So I said, well, look, I'm underwriting a few deals right now. I was underwriting this portfolio of buildings in West LA that we were trying to buy. And they said, well, look, this is what we can sell it for. These are going to be our costs. Yeah. And I'm doing this all like literally on the back of an envelope. And, fast forward, a few years later, we're working together, and we have Excel spreadsheets, and it's like you got to use 2 screens to understand what's going on. I have to have a magnifying glass to really understand. But yeah, Max has really taken a lot of this stuff to the next level, and it's really been a tremendous, mutually beneficial working relationship. And we really try to be considerate of each other, and that's what we try to do with all the people that we work for. And I think that's kind of one of our differentiations. When people, bring us deals or want to work with us for whatever reason, I think it's, generally speaking, it's because of the relationship aspect. And so on that note, I also want to take, time to thank the people who you don't see behind, you may have interacted with them, but Joanna and Cole in our office. Joanna handles everything day to day.
Like everything. She's like the brains of our operation. I don't think that Elijah and I could be doing what we're doing without having Joanna, so we're really grateful for you, Joanna. I'm sure a lot of you have seen her name, seen emails from her, but have never met her, and it's been a pleasure. I remember she came in to the office. She was 20 years old. I was like, how is she going to keep up with us? Like, we have so much going on. Yeah. She's done a tremendous job, absolutely tremendous job.
Yeah, and Cole as well. She came into the office, and she has such a personality and such a creative mind, and she does all of our marketing, and she comes up with all these amazing designs, and all the Instagram Live, I think, was her idea, and she's such a creative, innovative, and talented person. We're very grateful for you, Cole. Thank you. Hope you watch this.
She skipped out on this one.
Yeah, so we're very grateful and lucky to be working with you.
And then next, I think, you know, our investors are probably, you know, they're the what is it, the soul and heart and blood of our organization. Like, you guys trust us to do what we do. You know, without having you guys believing in us, we wouldn't be buying these properties, you know, growing our portfolio. So, you know, you guys see us, you know, most people don't see our investors. You know, investors don't even know each other, but like, we wouldn't even be surviving and thriving without you guys. So
that's right. Yeah, we couldn't do what we're doing without you. So thank you for being a part of our growth, and hopefully for your growth. That's really the goal, is to help our investors grow their portfolios, grow their net worths, in addition to serving the communities that we work in.
Exactly.
And so I think on that note, we also want to thank you know, the brokers that we deal with, both when we buy properties, when we sell properties. You know, the brokers are the connectors. They're the people that make things happen. They're the wheels on the bus. They're really connecting the dots. And a lot of people think that, oh, a broker just you know, finds a buyer, finds a seller, but it's so much more than that. It's really bringing things to the table, and making it really happen, getting everyone to get into an agreement to consummate the deals and really make them happen.
And there's so many moving parts between a seller and a buyer, and the broker's really that intermediary piece that handles both sides of the transaction. You know, today we bought a property 2 years ago that we've fully stabilized from a broker. Year and a half later, you know, a few months ago, they bring us a deal. It's a portfolio, and we're doing the portfolio transaction right now. And we actually set up a conference call. The broker was like, I think it's beneficial for you as the buyer and you as the seller to get together and discuss how we're going to get this transaction done. So, you know, these brokers are such a vital piece to getting these transactions, you know, to the finish line, because there's so many emotions, right? Like, why is a seller selling? Did somebody die? Was there divorce? You know, was there a life-changing event? They need money, help. And so they're really the piece that we're able to then go buy the properties that we're purchasing. So.
And I think in addition to that, on a day-to-day basis, the property managers that we work with, the management companies, their staff, all the people that on a daily basis are dealing with maintenance issues, you know, tenant items that come up, all sorts of different, you know, city inspections, as well as the contractors that we work with. I mean, you know, being in construction now can be very profitable, but it's also, there's a backlog and shortage of a lot of materials, and just the semantics of logistics of getting workers and materials on site is just, it's a lot of work, and we know that from the contractors that we deal with. And so we want to obviously give thanks to the property management companies and their staff, as well as the construction companies, the contractors and their staff, and of course from the top, from the owners that own the companies to every single person who works there. We want to say thank you for all of your help and all of your efforts. We couldn't do what we do without you.
Yep, absolutely. And even when we're yelling at you that we're delayed a week and it may not be your fault, or it is your fault, or it's our fault, like, we do appreciate you guys. And I think we had another Instagram Live where we talked about all the pieces of the puzzle, right? Like the escrow companies, you know, the amount of, it's crazy the amount of work that goes into getting these transactions done besides the money. Yeah. So all the escrow companies, the title companies, our loan brokers, the banks we work with, like our loan broker, we talk to him 10 times a day. We have, I think, 5 loans or 6 loans that we're like, there's so much that goes into it. There's so much nuance, right? You know, these banks require all these documents, signatures, appraisals, right? So like our loan brokers just bending over backwards for us to really make sure that we get the right financing, that the deals fund on time, because then there's a closing timeline. And sometimes sellers, you know, we have a situation right now where like the seller wants to close by the end of this year for tax purposes. And so now we got to like make sure that everything's in order, because it's such a tight timeline to close by the end of the year.
Yeah, the inspectors that we deal with, right? I'm just, you know, while we're talking, we're thinking about all the different people that we interact with. when we're trying to buy a property, when we're trying to manage a property, when we're trying to reposition a property. I mean, you're talking about the inspectors that we work with who give us these detailed reports. They give us their time. They sit and explain things to us, and these people that we have real relationships with. It's not, we work with them, we have working relationships, but they're real relationships, and it's so important to have gratitude. Pest control, the gardeners that do the landscaping. It's like, if you look at a property, you don't realize, and it's like most things in life, you don't realize how much goes into making this glass cup. But from the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, we want to say thank you. I hope we didn't leave anyone out.
If we did, let us know.
Notaries, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's
it's crazy. Yeah. And speaking of gratitude, I just want to say how thankful I am that, that we're doing real estate, that we're doing it in LA.
Oh, yes.
We could be in New York, when it's inspecting properties, when it's 10 degrees, anywhere else, right? Or Florida in the summers where it's hot and humid. So the fact that we get to do real estate, we get to do it in LA, we get to live in this country where we can have Thanksgiving dinner with our families tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Despite, any, politics and COVID and inflation, right? The fact that we have the opportunity to do what we do in this country and do it with our loved ones, and do it in LA where we can be at the beach.
It's amazing. We're outside, and what is it?
It's November.
We're outside with little sweaters on, and it's terrific. So, thank you for everyone who watches these Instagram lives, and as always, feel free to connect with us. We'd love to connect with you and hopefully do business together.
Absolutely.
Until next time.